trained comfort specialist.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more. Every single Friday night right here on the OH Report. Pre-game coverage presented by Schmidt Security Pro. Longtime Firelands Conference rivals about to go at it here under the lights in Olivesburg. First place Crestview and defending champion St. Paul just minutes away from taking the field. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Scott Bailey Memorial. I am Brian Skowronski, the great Effie James, on the call with me here tonight. Really spectacular Week 7 matchup. The two most dominant programs within the Firelands Conference over the last 10 years going head-to-head, and we had a classic last year. We're expecting more of the same this season. Each of these teams on the upward trajectory right now.
Yeah, and it's important for them during this part of the season. You know, you get to this part of the season, even though we've got great weather tonight, by the way. We got great weather tonight. It is a great time to get your push, you know, toward the postseason. You know, no matter what your record is, especially these days, if you can make a push now, you could still get in. So if you can start playing well, you want to be playing great football, and this type of matchup really can show you where you are. And the kids are all fired up. This is a great rivalry. So we expect the crowds to be in it, the student sections to be in it. So it'll be a fun night for these teams.
Yeah, great crowd on hand, as you mentioned. Very warm, about 80 degrees here in early October. So it is just a gorgeous night in North Central Ohio. And you mentioned that with the playoff structure the way that it is now, you can get off to a slow start. Well, guess what? Both of these teams have started to do that here over the last couple of years. St. Paul, another slow build-up, 0-2 for the fourth consecutive season. But as always, they play a really tough non-league schedule. Then they start to put it together, the playoff resume by the end of the regular season. They have it, and they'll probably get in the playoffs again this year. Sitting pretty right now, 8th in D7, Region 25. But this is a big one. A lot of playoff points on the line. D6 Crestview is, so that if St. Paul comes in here and knocks off the Cougars, they're probably vaulting, looking at the numbers in their region right now, probably up into the top 5.
Yeah, and it's, again, like we said, it's important that not only that they have a good showing tonight, but they really get a chance to, get this atmosphere. You know what I mean? The atmosphere of it gives you a feeling of what postseason could be like, playing in big games. Every play matters from beginning to end. Valuing the football, those things that are so important that you talk about at the beginning of the season really start to take shape in these big games.
And especially when you've got a guy who's a 3-year starter for you under center, it's going to give you a lot of confidence coming here on the road. And he's going to be making, it's like his 29th start here tonight.
Jeez.
Checks in as the top passing threat in the Firelands. I think they're going to need a really big game from him, though, to end up being successful and coming out victorious.
Yeah, Grant Kuhnle has got to play well tonight. And, we expect him to. This is almost old hat for him at this point, playing in big games and understanding what this means for his team and understanding how important his play is to the success of his team. So running the football when he needs to, moving the chains, completing passes, making sure his team gets into the right plays, that's all on his shoulders tonight. So he's going to have a big role to play. And how he plays is going to determine whether his team wins or loses tonight.
And he's got 3 main weapons. Typically, you'll have a clear number one. I don't think this offense really does. You look at Landon Fries, he might be that dude, but Connor Linderberger and then also Levi Rossport, each of them are right in the same category in terms of receptions, yardage, the whole 9 yards. So look for the Flyers to mix it up in the passing game and not allow a very opportunistic Crestview secondary to key in on any one player. Speaking of the Cougars, also starting 0-2 for the second straight season, but they are riding a heater right now,
Yes, sir.
Effie.
Yes,
4
sir.
straight W's, and they've outscored their last 3 opponents. Check this out. 128-7.
They
Look
are
at
rolling.
those scores.
They're
So
rolling.
obviously, those are the bottom feeders in the Firelands Conference that they've played. They have the entire season ahead of them in terms of the top contenders, and this is going to be a big stepping stone for them tonight.
Well, like I said, confidence is huge. And I think the last time we saw them, they had got off to a slow start. I think the last time we were here, they were playing Keystone, I remember. And they had got off to a slow start. I think they were down 14-0. And all of a sudden, they got on a roll. They started scoring. The momentum swung. And it feels like their season is kind of going the same way. But it's about confidence. They are now winning games. And, competition is, sure, that's one thing. But you can't get out of the mold of winning. When you've been putting up points, your offense is rolling. Just because you've got stiffer competition, that doesn't mean you forgot how to score. So I expect for them to come in and play tough, and really give this St. Paul team a run for their money. And this is going to be a competitive ball game. And they understand what this means as far as the playoff, especially for Crestview. I think, like we talked about with St. Paul, they have they're going to find their way. But for Crestview, this is huge for them in terms of playoff points and making their way into the postseason.
And I don't think that we were overstating in that Keystone game, them coming back and not dipping to 0-3 on the season.
Right.
That could have saved their entire campaign. And since then, they've ripped off 128-7 points against their last 3 opponents. As you see the Flyers making their way out onto Scott Bailey Memorial. Nothing flashy here for St. Paul. Just bringing it in like the championship type of program they are. And when you've won more than 20 Firelands Conference championships, I mean, you've kind of got that moniker. And this has been the team in the league. Certainly the defending champs the last couple of years, they've been right there. And then the top contender against Crestview when they were on their crazy run where they won 3 in a row. So certainly this is a team with a fantastic pedigree. But for Crestview, a guy that I didn't really know a ton about heading into the season has all of a sudden emerged as one of the playmakers on this team. Bransen Hider, our player spotlight tonight, he's just become such a difference maker as a senior. And sometimes you'll see this, guys that maybe are just borderline varsity players during their sophomore, junior year. Now they're the top dog in the program. Bransen's been that guy. He's emerged as one of the leading rushers now in the Firelands Conference and a very solid tackler. 3rd best on the team with those 38 stops.
Yeah, what I like most about Bransen is, and I've said this before, sometimes they're just football players, and you can put them at whatever position you want, and they're going to succeed. And he just happens to be a really good running back. And, I remember last time we were here, he ran so well inside the tackles where they were really struggling, trying to find some offense, and they just start pounding the ball in between the tackles. And I'm like, they keep giving it to 21. And even though early they weren't having success, they kept pounding it to him, and he would break one every so often. So they have found success with him, and he has now become one of the best rushers in the league. So we expect to see a lot from him tonight. And the way he runs the ball, his success offensively and defensively will say a lot for the success of the Cougars on tonight.
How about both teams running on the field at the same time?
How about that?
There's a little bit of chippiness even before this thing starts.
I like it.
And I was watching during the pregame, and there was quite a bit of standing from some of the full-time starters and just watching the other side, Effie.
Yeah.
So this is one of those where you know a lot about your opponent that's coming in here on the road if you're Crestview, and vice versa for St. Paul. So there's going to be no secrets here tonight, no love lost.
Yeah.
This might be the best rivalry going right now in the Firelands Conference, and I'm very excited to see how this all takes shape here tonight. But how does this one end up unfolding? Let's jump into our keys to victory presented by Schmidt Security Pro. I'll go first for the Cougars. The backfield duo just has to shine. That's Hider, who we just spotlighted, and then we've got Aiden Raymer. I feel like they got to combine for about 125, maybe even 150 yards or more. If they get a solid running attack going, Effie probably should win the game.
Right, I agree with that. And I think for the Cougars, just be yourself. And I think sometimes when you get some quality competition and whether things go extremely right or extremely wrong, you tend to kind of change things up. But I think, especially over these last 3 games, they have proven that who they are is good enough to be successful. And, so key for them is just continue to do what they do it, and be good at it. Just limit mistakes and be good at who you are, and not try to make big sweeping changes to who you are tonight.
And on the flip side, for the visitors, pretty much the exact same thing for me, a consistent rushing attack. I mean, you just need Landon and Casey Freeze to have consistent production to stay in this ball game. And I think that if they do have a running attack, they have the best passing attack in the league. If they can get that versatility, probably going to leave here with a victory tonight.
I agree. And I think they've got to bring the physicality. They line up in some multiple different formations, but they are best when they get into the double tight wing and really bring physicality. And that has really given Crestview some trouble here early in the season.
That will wrap up our Schmidt Security Pro pregame show as we are into live action. Opening kickoff taken here by Nick Pocos, 6'1", 190-pound senior, and he's out near the 30-yard line, so we'll see that man right there, Grant Kuhnle in the offense, take shape. He's such a mature leader now. Talking to him even as a sophomore, he felt like a cat that you felt comfortable giving your keys to.
Sure.
And especially now that he can actually drive, Effie. He's old enough at this point. I think that he's going to be navigating this offense very well here on the road.
Yeah, I agree.
Quick throw, and as I say that, nearly a pick six. Oh, my goodness. That's as close as it gets.
Now you talk about change the complexion of a game. Now, I feel like he was a little bit too ho-hum on that throw. He just kind of ho-hum tossed it out there instead of putting a little bit of zip on it. And that was a great break. I think, was that Robinson, number 1?
Max Durbin there with the read.
I mean, just a great break on that football.
Second down, Pocos outside. He keeps his feet somehow pushed out of bounds, but not until he's able to pick up a Pioneer Career and Technology Center first down. So a sharp carry and more than a dozen here on second and long.
Nice run off the left end and good blocking up front. Able to find his way, broke a few arm tackles, and again, that physicality off left end gets them their first down.
Flyers now on the move. They'll put it back into the hands of a ball carrier. This is Landon Freeze into plus territory beyond midfield. Back-to-back carries and about 21 yards here on the 2 runs.
Yeah, that time Landon Freeze just comes up and nothing fancy here. They double team at the point of attack, breaks another tackle, and Crestview's going to have to clean that up. Tackling's going to be huge if they want to get stops, because these running backs, all their ball carriers run extremely hard, so they're going to have to tackle well tonight.
Looking to push it ahead here on 2nd and short. No gain on the play. It's Pocos again with the carry, his second, and leveled basically at the line of scrimmage.
And that's a much better job that time of getting a little bit of getting a stalemate at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, making sure they don't get much yardage there after initial contact.
First third down of the drive. Quick snap. They'll hand it off. It's Freeze, and he'll slither forward. He's got enough for the first down, and the chain gang back on the move.
That time Freeze just making sure he understood where the sticks were, fell forward, even though he had a man on his shoulders. He made sure he got that first down, keeps the sticks moving. St. Paul moving into Crestview territory.
The top passing attack in the Firelands Conference now with their 5th consecutive carry. Pocos to the outside, hit first by Liam Kuhn and then drugged down by Raymer. Maybe a gain of 1.
That's a great job by Kuhn, who came up. His job was really to set the edge, and he came up inside probably a little bit too far, but does a great job. Well, there's Kuhn there on the outside, but he missed the tackle initially, but held him up just enough for his teammates to come and clean up that tackle.
Jack Stevens also in on the stop. 2nd and long for the Flyers from the gun now. Kuhnle, play action, calls his own number, but he'll get swung down. Carter Goon read that one right off the rip. Loss of a couple.
Yeah, that's a big play. And, that is, I'm not sure if that's a misread or just a misblock, because that was certainly a read option there by the quarterback, but I don't think he was reading that linebacker because he was coming right after the quarterback. Big play by the Crestview defense, bring up 3rd and long.
Goon untouched. Little bit better protection this time. Stevens gets struck down. Stunned there's not a flag there, and this is going to work out. Landon Freeze out of the backfield. Certainly, there is a hanky on the field. I was going to be absolutely shocked if there was not holding. So that's what it's going to be. They'll wipe out the first down, and we'll show you why. Here's Stevens off the edge, and then just got tackled.
Do that. Cannot do that.
So the Flyers going to continue to backpedal here inside their own 40 now. They got to get to the Crestview 47-yard line.
I think the Flyers they're playing with good pace right now. They're getting some positive yardage, and they have Crestview a little bit off balance, but right now the Cougars are starting to settle in. They're starting to understand what they're seeing, but now the Flyers coming out in a spread set, giving them a different look, and they were not ready. Hold on, we got a timeout. Okay, yeah, I was going to say they're not ready, and the ball was snapped, so they got a timeout here by the Flyers.
St. Paul will take their first TO. Give me a chance to jump into the comment section, see what's going on with you guys out there. We do have 9 games live and free. Actually, only 8. We scaled back a little bit this week, Effie. So
what is this all about?
I know it. We decided to go with some tech support tonight.
Sweet.
We got VP Jory Hollenbeck back at the studio. So if you're listening, shout out to her.
The First Lady, always on the job.
The First Lady of the OH.REPORT. I love that.
OH.REPORT, always on the job.
Let's see what we got here. Brenda Pfeiffer, our first commenter, checking in, just says, "Let's go Cougars." And they got a big 3rd down coming up here. Looking to get that defense off the field and the football into their hands for the first time tonight. And it is, I believe, Senior Appreciation Night. At halftime, they're going to do something for the 12 senior members of the roster. Pretty cool. I like it.
That's nice.
Kuhnle comes out near side, throws on the run. Tight coverage on the play. Incomplete, looking for Freeze. And it was Lane Robinson there on the coverage.
Yeah, nice defensive stop that time by Crestview. Got him in a third and passing situation, and just a great job of sitting back, reading and reacting by the secondary. And just a good job overall by the Crestview defense, taking advantage of the big penalty and forcing the punt.
Landon Freeze in to punt it away. 24 is basically on the field every single snap. Back deep, it's Max Durbin. This is not going to get anywhere near him. Allows it to take a hop, and a couple nice tumbles here for St. Paul. Down inside of the 30. And that is where Liam Kuhn and the Crestview offense will take over.
You know, what would be interesting to see here, Brian, is on their first offensive possession, how Liam Kuhn and the offense, what they try to establish. You know, do they really want to establish that power running game? We've seen them try to be power. We've seen them come out with short passing game. It'd be interesting to see what they try to do here against this really stout defense of St. Paul.
They do stack 8 men in the box. They'll run it anyways. Raymer veers near side. Dives forward near the 40. That's about an 8-yard gain to start off the drive. Aiden Raymer, track star, such vaunted speed. And I think many figured after the sophomore season that he had, a 1,000-yard rusher, that he was going to be one of the best running backs in the history of the program. And kind of split in time now with Bransen Hider stepping up, so it's become much more of a 1-2 punch than a featured back set here in Cougar Country. Here's Carter Goon, the leading receptionist, and he's got a Pioneer first down and a lot more all the way into Flyer territory. Just an easy read here for the senior hookup.
Yeah, and I like the mix-up of plays, the outside run on first down, and then the play action, quick little flat route there on second down to pick up the first down, really spreading the field and forcing the Flyers to cover the entire field. That's the way you take away the stoutness of a good defense. Just make them cover the whole field.
Here's our player spotlight, Hider. He was able to sift forward for about 3. Hit the second level, knocked down. Converging for the stop, about 3 different Flyers. Abel Couch here to get him, and then wrapped up as well by Nate Sander.
Yeah, and there's that inside power running we were talking about. And, you know, that's going to be his calling card. He's going to run inside the tackles, and, you know, he doesn't seem to get tired. He enjoys that contact inside the guards, inside the tackles.
Durbin comes in motion. They'll run near side. Big hole. Stiff arm. Kuhn tripped up. Could have been a huge gain. It is a first down. Well done snagging one of his shoelaces there, Levi Rospert.
Nice job here on the read option. They pull the backside guard and tackle. And just a great stiff arm that time. And he could have picked up a few more yards had he not stumbled. But a great job that time, and I'm really liking the way Crestview's offense is using the entire field and making the Flyers defend everywhere.
It's going to be 8 more yards. Put it in the hands of Raymer. And pretty much same thing as the first carry. Veers here near side. Found a little bit of grass in front. Stopped eventually on the play by Wyatt Hauser, but a great start here on first down here with the fresh set.
Yeah. And up front, they are really doing a good job of coming off the ball and giving their running backs a chance to find lanes. And right now they're doing a lot of perimeter, and every so often, like we saw with Hider, inside run just to keep them honest. And then they even opened up with a little play action pass. This time we got a quarterback run.
Kuhn upended. He's down to about the 20-yard line. Another Pioneer Career and Technology Center first down. And that's an aspect of his game that's really gotten to the next level this season. Got a couple carries tonight, had 35 of them checking into this week, and 3 touchdowns as well for Liam. So he's becoming a bit more of a dual threat.
Well, and that's a big-time weapon, because now you have established you've got an outside threat from the running back position. You've got your quarterback run. You've thrown quick flat routes on the play action. So they've established a lot with this offensive session.
Hits the hands of Carter Goon, but falls down to the carpet, incomplete. And Goon, even though he's the leading pass catcher with 17 receptions, only 1 touchdown so far. And it's pretty rare for a guy. He's now got about 375 yards just one time into the zone.
Wow.
Almost number 2 right here.
Yeah, and that time with no real play action, they got a chance to see the route coming at them. And a great job by the Flyers to see the routes, got help over the top. Great job of defending that seam route coming right into the end zone.
Motion to man. They'll fake the jet sweep, hand it off. Here's Aiden Raymer. See you later. Flag on the fields, but right now it's a Crestview touchdown, 21-yard run by Raymer.
Oh, boy.
Back in the area of holding, and that is going to be the call.
Oh, that is a tough call because that was an outstanding – it looked like it was executed perfectly, but somebody got a little bit handsy. But that play looked to be executed perfectly on that counter play. But backs up the Cougars, puts them behind the sticks, and for what probably I think is the first time in this drive. And now they've got looking at 2nd and short just outside the red zone.
See if this ends up being a drive killer. 10-yard penalty. And it's going to be a bad snap. Kuhn able to get it off, though. Here's Goon. Carter Goon looking for a block. Spins out of a tackle and then brought down right past the original line of scrimmage. So a busted play. And sometimes you just got to make lemonade out of lemons all over the turf, and that's exactly what these seniors did.
Absolutely, and that right there, that is a veteran reaction by Kuhn, the quarterback, because he could have absolutely panicked when that ball, when he lost that snap, but was able to regain, regain his composure, make the throw, complete the pass, and put themselves in a 3rd and manageable here. Even though it's 3rd and 9, they can get something out of this drive.
Move the pocket, sets his feet, now scrambling here near side. Does get it off. Ooh, dangerous. Durbin was in the area. Falls incomplete. 4th down from the 19-yard line. Guessing the offense will stay out on the field. We'll see.
And again, that time Flyer pressure was all over him right from the beginning, and they tried to short roll to one side. That first initial receiver was covered, and Flyer pressure got to him, so they're going to bring up 4th down. And looks like offense is staying on the field here.
Going to need about 9 yards. Just a 2-receiver set. Raymer stays in for pass protection, and they'll blow it dead. Flag before it ever had a chance to get started, and a false start will back up Crestview even 5 more yards. And sometimes those penalties, especially those holds, it looks like everything's going well. Raymer's in the end zone. They're ready to pop off some fireworks. All of a sudden, you're backing up for a 4th and long.
Right, the hold and then the bad snap, and just those are the drive killers, and especially when you have – mistakes back to back, especially, and they had been executing very well up until to that point. But now you got a 4th and really long, and they're once again going to try to make some magic happen here from around the 25-yard line.
Go with 4 receivers this time. Line up with Drew Sporer in the slot. He's going to go for it all. Goon back in the end zone.
Oh, my.
What a dot. Touchdown, Crestview. Hayden Kuhn with a beautiful drop into the bucket. Goon with the sure hands and then the tippy toes in the back of the zone.
Now that was a beautiful throw. Beautiful throw. Just the way they teach it, right over the outside shoulder, and equally as good of a catch. Keeping his toes in, perfectly executed play.
2 feet inbound, just like they do it in the league, and we got confetti flying in our face.
Flat out.
The party's on here in Olivesburg. As they look to tack on the PAT. It's a little low, but that is up and through from Keith Abshire, and this play right here, setting the Cougars apart. They lead it 7-0. We'll see if the Flyers can respond when we return.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Just precision is all I can say about that last throw from Liam Kuhn. We got time to see it one more time. Check this out on the Crestview Athletic Booster Club replay. I mean, I just put my hand on your shoulder in the break. I said, as a former QB, respect on this one.
Gotta love that. That is exactly the way you teach it, right over the shoulder. But I'm just as impressed with the catch, because that is a tough catch with a defender all over you. That is a great catch.
And Goon, we were talking, deserving of another touchdown.
Absolutely.
As Pocos has to backtrack. Sometimes those really work out for the return team, not this go-around. He gets slung to the turf, maybe at the 13-yard line. I think he was expecting this one maybe to take a side hop out of play. Instead, he had to pick it up, and the Flyers backed up here for their second drive.
Well, once again, this is an important drive for the Flyers, because, their drive was going well as well, but that penalty, they had a penalty that set them back. So, let's see if they can recover and, keep their drive alive and cut down on their mistakes.
Be a first down handoff here to Casey Freeze. First time he's touched the football tonight. Casey musters maybe a gain of 2 or 3. Nice stop on the play. Cougars coming up to make the tackle. Dylan Burge involved.
Yeah, now this full house backfield, they do a really good job of everybody getting a hat on a hat and really being physical at the point of attack. And Freeze falling forward, getting what he can get there.
Back-to-back handoffs now to the youngster. Out across the 20. 3rd down, 4 coming up for the St. Paul offense. In danger of giving the football right back to Crestview.
And, right now you just want to keep the drive going. You want to make sure that everybody, whoever the ball carrier is, understand where the sticks are. So whether it's your quarterback, any of your running backs, we got to keep this drive alive. We got to get the first down here.
Another carry, Freeze this time. Heads into the second level and more. Touchdown saving stop by Cole Hughes. Just a massive run here to pick up the first down and keep the offense on the field.
Yeah, that's a great cut right there. It looked like he was going to keep going to the sideline, but he saw the defender over-pursuing, put his foot in the ground, and cut it back to get upfield and get that extra yardage. Great job by the young running back to pick up the first down, keep the drive alive.
Freeze over 200 yards rushing on the season. Play action this time, looking to set up the screen play. Don't think that Kuhnle ever was able to locate Pocos. Incomplete.
That screen was set up well, but the running back didn't make himself available. When you're running a screen, you can't hide behind the traffic. You've got to make your numbers available to the quarterback. He's got to make himself big and get out of that traffic so the quarterback can see you. And that time, the quarterback just kind of lost him in the traffic because I thought it was set up pretty well.
2:06 remaining here. Opening quarter. The difference right now, a Carter Goon touchdown grab. St. Paul working with the running attack right now. And they'll get out to the 45-yard line with Pocos. Third down, and St. Paul offense going to need 4 as Pocos a little slow to get up.
You know, and I like this style of offense by the Flyers. It is, you know, who they are. You know, they're going to be physical up front. They're going to mix it up. You know, they obviously have the ability to throw the football, but this is how they establish their physicality. And whenever you try to change and bring in more people, they have the ability to open up the offense and beat you over the top or complete passes against you. So,
looking for one here. Nice throw. Patience exercised by Kuhnle. It's the land and freeze, and he'll pick up the Pioneer Career and Technology Center first down to the Cougar 45.
Yeah, again, great job this time by Kuhnle being patient, because Landon had covered himself initially, but he worked himself open and showed his numbers to the quarterback, got himself open. Quarterback made a really nice throw, picked up the first down. Now, once again, they're in Crestview territory.
Poco sidecar right. They'll fake to him. Looking for the throwback. It's up and over the top of Kuhn. And here goes Pocos, spinning his way for a first down, but a flag down at the 39. It's here on the near side, away from the action. We've got a referee conference, everyone getting involved now. Dial up a replay so we can see if we can dissect exactly what went down.
Well, here comes everybody now. Let's get this together. Let's talk about this. Because he held it, it almost makes it feel like they wanted to call a illegal man downfield because he held it a little bit, but they're going to waive it.
So it's a break and a 13-yard pickup for the St. Paul offense. And I'm not sure why they picked up that flag.
Well, I think what happened was they were going to call a legal man downfield, but he caught the ball behind the line of scrimmage. So it really was a screen play. And once they recognized that, they had to pick up the flag.
Raymer had him dead to rights. Free spins out of it. And he'll take it into the corner of the zone. Flyers strike back. 32 yards to the crib, and the youngster into the end zone for the 5th time this season.
Nice. This is a great bit of running by this young man. I mean, he turns on the Jets. He sees, breaks the tackle, and he's like, nope, I don't like it in there. I'm out of here. Too much traffic. And finds the end zone.
So we are all square. Long touchdown run. Evens up the score, 7 apiece. We'll be back here in Cougar country. See if Crestview can answer the phone when we return.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Big run from Casey Freeze. Strong running as well. Probably should have been stopped for a loss, but the freshman able to get out of the grasp of the senior Aiden Raymer, and Casey Freeze has this thing all square now at 7 apiece. Special run.
Yeah, absolutely. Casey Freeze, you know, he used a combination of vision, strength, and speed in that run to break away from that tackle. Oh, boy. Is this
onside kick attempts into the spare portion of the grass, and Cougars very fortunate. Heads-up play from Wyatt Barber to get on top of it.
Interesting kick. Just a little plop kick right into that void area right there. I mean, and it was perfectly kicked. That was perfectly kicked.
Clearly the Flyers saw something on game tape.
Right.
And trying to take advantage of it, and nearly did. And it doesn't even cost them much field position. Crestview from the 36. Start things off with Raymer. And he darts ahead. Slides across the 40 out to nearly the 42. Raymer started the day right around 350 yards, 6 touchdown runs on the season.
Yeah, and Raymer, I love his vision. And as we end the first quarter, he's done a really good job of establishing the run for Crestview. And all the running backs have done an excellent job. And the only thing that's held either one of these teams back is penalties, actually. But they've done an excellent job offensively. And we talked about it during the break. I think we're in for a really competitive ball game.
Got one going right now, all square. We'll see you back here. Second quarter action coming up.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain Trane heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local Trane comfort specialist.
We welcome you back for the start of the second quarter. Show you this play in its entirety. It was Raymer getting out near first down yardage. It's going to be real close. They're going to need about one more. Here it is out of the gun. Just able to wiggle back against the grain. Took an extra hit when he was down.
Yeah, Raymer on that time it was the read option look, and Kuhn was able to give it. Fell forward just short of the first down that time.
Insert Bransen Hider. And this man knows how to move the chains. He'll do it right here. As the Cougars get the first down out to the 48.
That is good, effective movement up front. And just you can see the offensive lineman coming off the ball. You can see the Flyers coming downhill hard against the run, trying to make a stop in the backfield, but not before they get another first down. That's their 4th on the evening.
Stick with the running attack. Raymer, nice move initially. Then he gets hit down low. It was Freeze. Still able to dive forward for a pickup of 3. Landon Freeze, a solid defender. He's over 30 tackles on the season.
You know, we talked about, you know, the keys to the game and how it was so important for these teams and particularly Crestview to be who they are. And I feel like that's exactly what they're doing. And actually both these teams. Nothing fancy, nothing different. This is who they are. They're going to power run. They're going to throw when they get opportunities, but this is who they are.
Big hole and a burst of speed. Liam Kuhn to the outside. No one's going to capture him. Cougars back on the board. Kuhnle with an explosive run.
Wow.
Cue the confetti. Mess around with the lights. Great time right now in Olivesburg.
That's big time by Kuhnle. I did not realize he had that type of runaway speed. I mean, he ran away from some secondary guys for St. Paul, and it's like they didn't see him coming. I don't think they read it right, because he was on them before they could blink, and then he was by him.
Abshire puts it through. 14-7. The seesaw battle continues. The confetti continues to tumble here from the sky in Olivesburg. Crestview taking back the lead.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
.49-yard touchdown run. Liam Kuhn showcasing the Jets. Comes from a long line of crazy athletes. Consecutive 3-year starters, 3 Kuhns in a row taking over the program. Effie, it is a shame that it is all going to come to the end at the end of this season.
I mean, there's no more hiding any place that they may have missed some.
There's a kid sister. She's a sophomore.
Okay.
She's a volleyball star, though. They probably need her on the court. However, let's keep the tradition going next year.
Right.
Up the middle off the return. This is Freeze into a crowd. He gets leveled at about the 27-yard line. Flyers fresh off a touchdown drive of their own. Casey Freeze, the freshman, with the touchdown run, matched by Liam Kuhn. He's now got 2 on the night. The dime to Carter Kuhn. And now the near half-field touchdown run.
You know, and that's the one thing that, you know, Crestview has brought is the ability to have those explosive plays. You know, via the pass and now the run, those explosive plays are huge for this offense, and the Flyers have that capability. But you know, to this point, they've been grinding it out. They certainly have the capability. They've got the passing attack and they've got the running ability. As we have a stoppage in play here.
Referees again going to have a little conference.
Why not?
Well, because we got a football game going on, Effie.
Sure.
It's a little inconvenient for the fans out there watching. Speaking of the fans, what's up to, hey, Jory Skowronski says it's been a while since she's been able to listen to the great Effie James. In all caps, she loves it. Jerry Bloodhart says, nice tutty, great job, Liam and Carter. And then what a play, Kuhn to Goon.
That's nice.
That was a fantastic throw earlier. How about the rugby scrum just never ending? It looked like the officials were ready to call it dead, about a 1-yard run. And they just let that thing keep going. End up for about a gain of 3.
Yeah, keep pushing. That physicality and you know, it's so interesting. You very rarely see teams line up in a double tight wing for, like, they could stay that way for a whole series and then next time come out in 4 wides and stay there for a series. I mean, they've got a really versatile offense.
But in the hands of the Elder Freeze now. Maybe a pickup of 1. And it'll be 3rd down on the way. And with the mix-up here, it's Chris Dowdy, now in his 2nd year, coaching the program, taking over for a legend in John Livengood. Really interesting situation anytime that happens when a guy's been the mainstay 33 years. John was at the helm. How about 22 Firelands Conference championships? But you at least get a kid infused in the system, part of the program as a player, a graduate of 2009, and then coached in the system too. And I do love the versatility that they show. And speaking of versatility, here's Pokos into enemy territory. Finally drug down at the 35. Huge run to get him set up.
Nice. And this is a nice run on the outside, and they fake the quarterback run, and they give it on the sweep. And right now, that is the type of explosive play they needed. You know, they hadn't had really an explosive play on the run. That is what they needed. Get it into Crestview territory. Now they're playing with a little bit of pace here after the first down. Their offense needed a little boost, and I think that's the one they needed.
Kuhnle head and shoulder fake, looking to go up top. He will. End zone.
Absolutely. Oh.
Incomplete. It was right there. Levi Rosper had a shot at it.
He did.
Slow this down at the point of attack. It certainly looked like he was going to haul it in. Nice throw from Grant. Up over the top of the safety. And just couldn't hang on to it. The ground forced it to pop out.
I really love that call after the big run on the outside. And then you come up, play with tempo, and try to beat them big over the top. That's a big call.
Back to the ground attack. Freeze, the freshman. And again, you don't hear whistles right away when this ninth grader's out running around. Just 155 pounds. But most of that must be in that lower body. I mean, he just keeps the legs moving.
Yeah, he's tough to tackle. And he just does not want to go down. And a lot of times you see especially young players, when they get touched, they immediately start looking for the ground. But he is not like that. He does not want to go down. He's looking for that extra yardage.
To pick up around 4. Third down, probably 4 down territory. Love to get it all right here, though, but Kuhnle pressured. Looked like he was going to throw it away, but it's on the money. What a find and a first down catch by Connor Lindenberger.
Yeah. Again, that is great poise and a great catch to pick up another first down. And, again, this shows the experience. That's just the experience right there. Both feet in bounds. Another first down in Crestview territory.
Nice big target. 6'4" is what he's listed at. Connor about $190. Pokos reading the traffic, keeps his feet, and he'll head in. Flyers pull within a point. Nick Pokos into the zone.
Wow.
Fun ball game going right now.
Yes, sir. Score for score. Both teams are really mixing it up. They are throwing the ball. They are running the ball. Inside, outside, power runs.
Just need this to make it 14-all. They'll punch it through. And a great game going right now. Back and forth we go. Crestview with the football when we return.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain Trane heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local Trane comfort specialist.
Flyers with a massive response on the road. Crestview with the big touchdown, and St. Paul comes right back. Nick Pokos breaking off a nice 19-yard touchdown run, but just a solid drive overall, Effie. A little bit of a mixture, getting deep into their bag of tricks in terms of formations, pre-snap candy, the whole 9 yards.
Right. Showing a lot, but continuing at the same time to be who they are. They're just showing the whole bag. And really, we have some individuals that are playing really well. And you can't say it's just upperclassmen. We have some young guys playing well. Quarterbacks are making big plays. We saw some receivers making big catches. So you could tell this is a big game because we have guys making big plays right now during this game.
It's been going back and forth. Crestview scored on each of their last 2 drives. St. Paul has matched. See if the Cougars offense can continue to ride this hot streak. They'll begin it with just a pickup of 1 on the ground. This is Raymer, and he's taken down by Gunnar Kluting. Solid pursuit here by St. Paul.
Yeah, what it's going to come down to here, Brian, is which defense is going to step up. I think what we've seen is both offenses have shown that they are going to be explosive. They're going to be creative in their play calling. But which defense is going to be able to step up here for the remainder of this game and get stops and get off the field?
Stretch play near side, stutter step, but brought down right in his tracks. Landon Freeze coming in for the tackle, and it'll be a loss of 2, 3rd down long. One of the first times tonight that we've seen Crestview really in this situation.
Right, and that's the key. That's going to be the key right now. Who is going to be able to get off blocks, make plays, get tackles for loss, and put the offense behind the sticks instead of allowing them to make plays and limiting those explosive plays. Which defense is going to be able to do that? And I think that is going to determine who's going to be more successful in this game.
Kuhn evades the pressure, throws deep, slightly too tall, had Carson Keener in the area. And Crestview going to have to punt it away for the first time tonight.
A punt.
Talked about which defense is going to step up right here. St. Paul getting the football back into the hands of their offense.
Yeah, and a 3 and out, which is, not only getting a stop, but a 3 and out is huge, especially at this point where just over 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. So you give your offense a chance to get back on the field, potentially get a chance to score again before halftime. That is a big stop by the Flyers.
Casey Freeze with the block. Landon Freeze out near midfield. Off the punt from Keith Abshire. Be awesome field position here for St. Paul. Looking to take their first lead of the night. Gavin Webb with the stop there on special teams. As Grant Kuhnle comes out to lead the ship here for the Flyers. 4th possession of the night for St. Paul. Just under 5 minutes to play here before the first half break. Play action, a man right in his face, and he can't escape.
Wow.
Max Durbin shot in there. Got a little bit of help from some friends, and that's a big sack here to start things off.
Huge play by Max Durbin. He did not go for the fake. He had a response. His responsibility was quarterback, and he done an excellent job of staying with the quarterback and making that play, and that puts the Flyers way behind the sticks, and it kind of changes what they wanted to do. Now, I am sure that their game plan was to come out for Coach Dowdy to say, look, we want to run this clock, probably go into halftime, put points on the board, and not leave much time left for them. But now they've got to change up what they want to do, even though they complete a pass here and get back inside the sticks. So that's a big play here on 2nd down.
Officially mark them right at the original line of scrimmage at midfield, so it'll be a 10-yard pickup. They like the screen pass game so far here tonight. Another solid setup, able to break free from Wyatt Barber. Still be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, and that's a solid play there on 2nd down. They were able to execute that screen play that they had tried before, get good yardage, setting up 3rd and 10. And for this offense, it's certainly manageable with this quarterback for sure.
Bring some heat off the edges. Kuhnle has to step up. Pushed out short, but he'll get most of what he needed, probably about 6 on the play. And a 4th down decision to be made by Coach Dowdy and the staff.
Yeah, I don't think he's blinking. Is he thinking about punting, or I don't think he's blinking. He's sending out his offense. He's going to make this call. And, you know, right now with 4th and 4, you know, you've got a quarterback that can run. You've got a solid running game. You've got a lot of options at your disposal right now.
Trying to go with the hard count. Play clock evaporates. But did they call a timeout first?
I think
Yes, they did.
The timeout.
Second charge timeout to the Flyers. Cougars do still have all 3 if they get the football back with 3:13. Interesting call from this spot on the field right here. Fresh off a 3 and out. Your defense just caused.
Right.
You try to pin them back and make Crestview go the length of the field, or your offense has been moving pretty well too. Back-to-back touchdown drives for them.
Right. And, you know, that is an interesting call because right now with 3 minutes to go, like you said, your defense did just get a 3 and out. But at the same time, if you could convert this 1st down, man, it would be nice to put some points on the board before halftime and go into the half up a score, potentially up a score. Because if you can get this 1st down, then you can work the clock even more. Especially with the way they run the football, they can work this clock down to where there's not much time left at all.
Offense is out here. They got trips near side. And they're just going to run it opposite way. Pokos!
I love it.
Just does get the 1st down. So they make the defense think that it's coming here to the plus side of the field, if you will. On the opposite hash, they run to the short side. It just gets enough.
I love the power scheme. They pull that time the front side guard, but I think that worked out exactly perfectly. They end up getting 5 yards when they needed 4. Now they can line up in their double tight, full house backfield and eat clock, get yardage, and try to put points on the board before halftime. So, you know, if I'm a Flyer fan, that worked out perfectly in this situation.
Clock still running down to 2:25 and counting. Another carry for Pokos. Add 4 more to his total. Nick on the season before tonight, 354 yards, 5 touchdowns. Leads the team in each category. But as you can see, it's a full backfield here. They got 3 different ball carriers. Get a lot of love. They'll go empty, though, here on this second. Kuhnle shifts to the right side. Makes a man miss. Wow.
Ooh.
That was a pretty sweet juke move.
It was. I honestly thought when they lined up an empty, I thought it was going to be quarterback draw. I thought no way he was going to throw this football, but it ended up being a quarterback run anyway.
Wow, I wonder if they'll show that one in the film session. It's just a 1-yard gain, but Wyatt Barber, who's being shown right there. I mean, look, he's shaking his head. He's like, good Lord. Left a little laundry out there. Little lingerie, as Mr. Rafferty might say.
Right.
Clock does stop. He gets out of bounds. 3rd down coming up. Cougars just rushed 3. Kuhnle with a throw. Nice. It's a dart. It's a completion and a lot of room. Landon Freeze down to the 15-yard line. Huge 1st down into the red zone.
And this is a really nice throw. A quick out by Landon Freeze. Good catch. Understands where he is on the field. Gets the first down. And they are in really good position here with just right at 90 seconds to play here in the second quarter. Still have two timeouts, I believe, to work with.
Pocos running to the near side.
Oh, boy. Yes, sir. You got
Heavy
to throw.
tackle, yeah. Flag's going to come out.
Yeah.
Aiden Raymer, a senior. Don't expect that from him.
Yeah, that. Wow.
See, Aiden's just walking over to the sideline immediately.
Yeah. Just frustration, I think, because I he's smarter than that. Just, this drive has been frustrating. They've played well. And, sometimes you just that frustration gets the better of you.
It was a nice suplex. I mean, despite the flag.
Right.
Gets him inside of the 10-yard line. Not enough for a first down, so it'll still be second, half the distance to the goal. Actually, I lied. They are flipping over the down marker, and they are going to say first and goal here from the 9. Come out with the 2 back sets. Rolling out right, Freeze, flooded. Instead, they'll go back of the end zone. Up for grabs, and Kuhn with the pick. A flag is down. But right now, Liam Kuhn's got the takeaway.
Oh, my goodness.
Is this against St. Paul?
All I know right now is Kuhnle is going to watch this film, and he is going to think, man, I had a guy open so early, so quickly.
It is a holding penalty. Obviously, Coach Haverdale wants no part of that. He'll take the takeaway. You see Kuhn's like, let me get some water, man. I'm doing double duty out here.
You're rolling out right now, right now. And sometimes you get greedy, and I know how that feels. I do. I know how that feels, but you got to take the easy money. And but when you're rolling out, there's only a short window of time you got to throw that quick one. And once you miss that window, you got to go somewhere else, and he missed that window. But right now their defense, with just over a minute to play, they've got to be the firefighters. They've got to keep them off the board. They got to come in and be the firefighters.
Want to give a quick shout out to Ross Kuhn, the first of the 3 Kuhns in order. Hayden came after him, and Ross having a big-time career at the collegiate level, and they're just such great athletes. And Tim Kuhn, the athletic director here, what's so cool is that Ross Kuhn ended up running at college, even though he was a star football player here. Hayden, who was a star football player, multiple-time All-Ohioan, wrestling at the next level,
wow,
and one of the best that we have in the area at Ashland University. And I'm just curious to see what the youngest is going to end up doing.
Who knows? Ping pong or
yeah.
I always just some people are just so good at everything. They're just good at everything. I always enjoy seeing kids that are just great at everything they try.
Family dinner's got to be very entertaining to see who gets the mashed potatoes first or who gets the seconds. 8-yard run here from Hider. Quickly back up to the line, 50 seconds to go. Liam with a nice throw. Carson Keener with a first down out near midfield. And the Cougars back in business, 2 timeouts and 45 ticks still on the clock.
That was a really nice throw to Keener for another first down and got out of bounds. That was the most important part, but that was a really good throw right on the money to Keener.
Cougars break the huddle 3 wide. 1 up top, 2 to the near side. Set up the screen play, a couple blockers out in front. Here's Bransen Hider. Throws down a couple defenders, whirls into 2 more. He'll have the first down in the Crestview offense at the 41 now. Looks like they're going to burn a timeout. That'll be their second.
Hider is such a physical runner, and you can tell even though he was a receiver on that play, he's a running back. He is a running back. He just a physical player looking for the contact, and was able to get another first down. And they're in good position here with just over 35 seconds to play. And they've got to manage this clock if they want to get into the end zone, but they certainly can get points on the board if everybody's on the same page. This is a part of the clock management where everybody on the field has to understand the situation, and that's what the coaches right now and Coach Haverdale is telling his team. Everybody understand what the situation is, whether it's getting up on the ball, getting out of bounds, throwing the ball away as a quarterback. Everybody understands the situation.
To the near sideline, Kuhn with the pitch and catch. It's going to be another first down. Drew Sporer getting involved here with the offense.
I think they're going to mark him just short.
It will be a 9-yard pickup. Second and short. And the ball marked now at the 32.5. Liam Kuhn starting to find a rhythm out there. 3-step drop, back foot hits, he throws. Carter Goon does pick up the first. Clock will stop. Crestview might just spike this. That's going to be the case.
Mm-hmm. Good job of managing that. Everybody knew where to line up. And, sometimes when you're in that position, you have a certain formation, like a spike formation. Everybody just goes to that spot, gets set, so they can get up to the line and spike the football.
Crestview has never trailed tonight. Looking to go back on top on the scoreboard. This would be huge. They deferred the toss after winning it. They do get the football to start the third quarter. Liam throwing towards the end zone. Hit the belly of Goon. A rare drop for him.
He did. That is a solid throw. If he had it back, he would put a little more air under it, a little bit more toward the pylon, but not a bad throw at all. Not a bad throw at all.
Nate Sander there on the coverage. Liam squeezed it in right where it needed to be. Still have 2 more cracks at it and maybe more. 18 seconds on the clock. Timeout still in possession here for Crestview. 3rd and 10. Kuhn, basically the same play.
Same play.
Goon stretched all the way out for that one. And they had the proper look again, Effie.
Yeah. And, again, up until that play, I was just going to say they had great protection. But that time, number 28, Nick Pocos, blitzed from his frontside backer position and got great pressure. And for as good as the first ball was, that one wasn't as on the money as that first one, even though it probably would have taken a great catch. But that pressure got a little bit in the face of Kuhn. He wasn't able to make such a great throw that time.
Coach Haverdale is going to take his final time out here. Steve's done such a phenomenal job with this program. 7th season now, 68% winning. And you love this stat. Playoffs every single year.
How about it?
Including last year, they started 0-4. They were able to get in. Wouldn't be the case this year. They were the number 14 seed. They lost their Week 11 game at Ottawa Hills. But certainly the way that they are trending this year, they're ranked 13th right now in their region, which would be 1 spot outside the playoffs. But some big games coming up here on the schedule. Western Reserve, Monroeville. So things are going to be determined on the field. And the fate certainly in their own hands. In a big 4th down play coming up here for the Cougars offense. They can still get a first down. Down at about the 16. Kuhn going to load up for everything, though, to the end zone, and he's got Aiden Raymer. Cue the confetti. Another great throw. Wow. Third total touchdown tonight for Liam Kuhn.
That is a big play, an excellent route. Nice corner route, big catch. And, you know, like we talked about how so many of these young men are making big plays. And another one by Aiden Raymer, great corner route. He done a great job of setting his man up right at the point at the top of that route. And I just happened to be watching. He done a great stutter step and broke hard to the corner, and that ball was on the money for a big play and a touchdown, and they are likely going to go into the half up a score, and they're going to receive the ball after the half. So great execution there and great clock management by Crestview.
2-for-1 situation. The Cougars cash it in. Huge catch, 4th down situation there, and the seniors coming through. And I think very fitting that at halftime tonight they're going to honor the 12 seniors, because you look up and down the score sheet, Carter Goon into the end zone, Liam Kuhn with one, and now Aiden Raymer. So a lot of star-studded 12th graders getting in on the action here tonight. Probably won't even kick this one deep. 6 seconds showing on the clock. Two pretty dangerous returners back. Pocos and Landon Freese. See what Abshire does. It's like a half-hearted squib kick. Take it on the fly. Here's Freese up the middle. And that will take us to the half. Crestview leads 21-14. Aiden Raymer with the big receiving touchdown to give the Cougars the lead as they head into the locker rooms. We've got each marching band coming up here. That'll be part of your halftime entertainment. Effie and I will have all the stats you need to know. Plus, half number 2 still on the way here from Scott Bailey Memorial. Keep it locked in. Live and free coverage of this Firelands Conference showdown. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain Trane heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local Trane comfort specialist.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
For our second act tonight, we would take it from the 60s folk rock to the 2010s pop rock. Released in 2015, this One Direction song was the lead single for their 5th studio album and is debuted on the very top of the charts across the world. Straight from the heart of the mid-2010s pop rock era, here is One Direction's Drag Me Down.
Shelby leads clear for 39.75.
We close our show tonight with a 2007 hard rock hit by the Foo Fighters. It ended up being one of their most successful songs, peaking at number 37 on the US Billboard Hot 100. For our final act, here's the band's take on another great Tom Wallace arrangement of The Pretender. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for your baseball marching band. St. Paul Marching Brass would like to thank Crestview band and fans for hosting us tonight, as well as our fire friends and families for all their love and support. God bless, and go Flyers!
This is what sets football apart from all the other sports. So many kids are involved.
Product sucks. Like when the football product sucks, people are still going to come out because no matter what, there's always something that comes from it. You know, football's like a community thing. So if it's like a band, people are coming to see each other. Basketball is like, come and watch the game. So if you don't have something else going on, like my thing with him is like, you got to find a way to make the basketball game do some things at the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, under the direction of Evan Robinson, Ethan Dion, and color guard directed by Arian, we proudly present to you the 2025 Marching Junior Pride. The Marching Cougar Pride kicks things off with a funky and unforgettable classic. Released in 1972, this song's driving groove, punchy word lines, and Stevie Wonder's signature clavinet lick have made it one of the most instantly recognizable hits in music history. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to move with Superstitious!
That is the same for schools and schools. Everybody.
the hit-filled Sing and introduced to a new generation of fans in 2016, this lively collaboration radiates positivity and fun. With its upbeat drive, joyful spirit, and infectious groove, it's impossible not to clap along. Make some noise for Faith!
Qualified to be honest. Neither one of them. To me,
With its pounding beat and iconic chant, this song has fired up crowds around the world for decades. And tonight, we're thrilled to welcome our 7th and 8th grade performers as they join us on the field for this special performance. Get on your feet and join in, because nothing brings a show home like this one. Give it up for the marching group of 5 and the Hay Song. All right!
Well, they should though. I don't think I haven't seen like what it's supposed to be. This was my first chance to show
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain train heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local trained comfort specialist.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
We welcome you back for your halftime show presented by Schmidt Security Pro. 21-14 Cougars out in front right now, trading off touchdowns. They scored first and then had the last one just 6 seconds before the break to enjoy this 7-point cushion. Out there on the field right now, this is Staff Appreciation Night here in Cougar Country, and they have 13 seniors, each honoring their favorite staff member. This is pretty sweet, Effie. I don't know that I've ever seen this before.
Yeah, this is cool. This is cool. I like getting the seniors involved in this. They obviously they know the staff is better than anybody, but getting the seniors involved is cool, especially getting the chance to get the senior football players involved in these things is always nice. And I love seeing the football players getting involved in school spirit types of things that don't involve them playing football. So that's always a big part of how you get the school involved and how you keep the young players wanting to be involved in the program. I'm always a big proponent of that. If it involves getting the young players and getting those young eyes on those guys, I'm big on that.
And as a man who works in education, to be honored as the favorite educator of a player, this has to be just such a full feeling, I think, for each of these staff members too.
For sure. And, they have to be, just welling up with pride because, you see these young people, these young boys that are doing big things on the football field, and, they can go on to do even bigger things even later on in their life. And all teachers, and I know these teachers have been chosen, but all teachers have an influence. But having these teachers being selected, this is a huge honor. And I always enjoy when teachers get recognized by students, man, because sometimes you just don't know as an educator. You don't know what kind of impact you have. So to have this on display in front of everybody is great as a teacher to hear those students say, hey, I see you, I appreciate you, because generally they wouldn't say it even though they really, really do.
It is the ultimate honor. I was a school teacher for 1 year and 1 year only, Effie, and every now and again I will bump into some former students of mine, and it's crazy to see them all grown up. It's been 6 years ago now, and I had one in particular that mentioned how much of an impact I had on her moving forward. She was a freshman at the time. I got to tell you, I bawled in my truck. I was like, oh my God, like I never ever would have thought that.
I'm telling you.
Just the fact that I made my classroom available to her for lunchtime when she was feeling a little insecure, and I would have some chit chats with them. She said it made a big difference.
I tell you,
pretty cool.
You never know, and I see young men and even young ladies that I either coached or was involved with, and they tell me stories about how most of the things I don't even remember I said to them, and they said, man, you said something to me one day, and it just it changed the way I saw things, or it changed the way I went about my life or saw my life. And you're like, wow, it really inspires you to go on and continue to do those things. So I always try to tell, educators that I work with that, like, look, you have no idea the influence, because sometimes all we hear and see is the backlash, but our influence is so much more powerful than the backlash that we see. So this type of stuff is great. I wish we'd done more of this, so the educators all over this county, all over the world, really can see what their influence means to these young people.
Yeah, shout out to all the Cougar seniors and to each of these staff members out here. Some of them can't necessarily fit into those nice, tight uniforms like you would be able to as a high school kid, but definitely this is such a super cool thing that they have going on.
When St. Paul got that stop, that was huge, and because they weren't able to capitalize on that stop, it ended up being Crestview, their defense stepping up and getting that turnover. That was the difference, and they were in the offense done what I thought was a masterful job of just managing the clock and getting movement down the field, getting into scoring position, and then making big plays. There were some big runs and an awesome catch down here.
Yes, sir.
In the last play for the touchdown. So, this has been a half of big plays, on both sides. And, like you said, razor thin. We had a turnover, a couple costly penalties here and there, but these teams are playing nose to nose with one another, man, and I'm excited for the second half.
The go-ahead touchdown caught by Aiden Raymer. I believe I've got that dialed up. Let's show it to you one more time. This is just his fourth catch of the season, first touchdown grab of the year. And you were watching him right from the line, just made an awesome move.
Just an awesome move right at the top of his route, and the defender didn't know whether he was going to go in or out, and he made a hard cut out, and just as good as the route, Kuhn put that ball, he let it go before he broke, and so that ball was right on the money. So it was just a well-executed route, great call for that situation. So, it was right on time for that moment, and it put the Cougars ahead.
21-14 right now, as you're enjoying the Schmidt Security Pro halftime. And a little bit of additional time, I think, is going to be put on the clock here. They always put the 3 minutes for the stretching, but when you do something cool like what Crestview just did, I think they're going to allot them a little bit more time. And we'll see if this has any type of impact on the seniors. You wouldn't think so. You're normally pretty stretched out after first half of football.
Yeah, usually. And I've always, I remember coming out after halftime like, what is all this extra time? Let's go. I always remember coming out of the locker room like, let's go, man. Let's go. Cut the extra time. But I think they're going to tee it up and kick it, man. They're ready to roll.
So that will put a bow on our Schmidt Security Pro halftime reports. As the Flyers back out onto the fields, they will kick it deep. Crestview looking to score on back-to-back possessions. This one will be taken on the fly. Max Durbin from inside his own 10 puts a hand on the back of a blocker and then maneuvers out to the 25-yard line. That is where they will set up 1st and 10. First drive here of the second half. And a quick nod to each marching band for phenomenal halftime performances. I was locked in for each of those. Two really, really good overall, I think, song selections and then the execution. Every now and again, they'll play one. I'm like, that didn't quite go the way that I thought that was going to sound. Each band did a phenomenal job. On first down, they'll pound it straight ahead. This is Bransen Hider getting the first carry out near the 30. And our player spotlight, not used a ton in that first half, but when they did utilize him, it's right in his wheelhouse. Tough running up the middle, set him up on a pass out of the backfield as well, and this is what keeps the defense honest for when it's kind of like smash and dash when you put the ball into the hands of Raymer.
Right, and I think at halftime, I think both coaches really put an emphasis on defensive stops and getting off the field and making sure you're wrapping up when you're tackling. Because that is going to be the difference here in the second half. These offenses have pretty much had their way in the first half, really going up and down the field, really only being stopped by penalties and, just mishaps. So these defenses have got to step up and get stops if they want to give their offenses a chance to score points.
Raymer adds 3 more as they pull within about 2.5 yards. A first down yardage here. Cougars offense would love to stay on the field. Big third down coming up. Flyers showing blitz. Flag flies. We'll stop it dead before it gets a chance to launch. And it's going to be a false start here against Crestview. Let's make it 5 yards more difficult. See who it's on. It might have been
I
the
think
left
it was just
guard.
a late snap because it looked like most of the Cougars were gone and the snap was just late. So it may have been the center just snapped it a little late.
Makes it more like 3rd down 8. Kuhn from the gun. A couple options to his left. Rolls that way. Fires wide open.
Nice.
Great play design. It's Carson Keener into enemy territory with a big-time pitch and catch.
And again, I love the way they mix up their play calls and just enough play action to hold that linebacker that should be looking for that crossing route. But because he has got to honor that run fake, he doesn't have a chance to look up that crossing route. By the time he does, it's already past him.
Keener goes over the 200-yard mark for the season. Kuhn, blockers forming out in front, and he spins his way out to the 35. Liam Kuhn's had some cool-looking runs tonight. Excellent balance here on this one to pick up a couple extra after the first contact.
Yeah, and that is, the quarterback power with the ball fake to the running back, and they pull the backside guard and tackle, and, for good yardage there on first down, bringing up 2nd and short.
Crestview needs 3. First down marker right at the 32-yard line. Raymer hiding down in that 3-point stance, and he gets through 1 tackle. And able to stretch that one out for a Pioneer Career and Technology Center first down.
And again, if you notice the way that Crestview is, dialing up their offense, they are outside one way, roll out pass the other way, and then they hit you right in between the guards, so they are making you defend the entire field, mixing up their plays, and that's really got the Flyers defense off balance.
Fake it to Raymer. Nice read here by Nick Pokos. He was on Kuhn the entire time and brings him down for maybe a pickup of 1. Just good eye discipline that time. Pokos, one of the leading tacklers on the defense this season. Up around 35, including tonight's mark. 2nd and long, man in motion. It's Max Durbin. They'll fake to the left. Kuhn swung down, coming to the right by Rafael Gross. And we'll have 3rd down on the way for the Crestview offense.
Yeah, and this is a good job by Gross. And for as many times as they've run that jet sweep look, they haven't yet given it. It's been all about the fake, and then they've either given it to the running back or they run a quarterback counter off of it. So that time the Flyers were able to do a great job of keying on the quarterback and stopping him short there for no gain.
Gross, the leading tackler in the Firelands to start the day. He's got 80 now on the season as they'll set up the screen pass. Here's Goon, tiptoeing his way down the near sideline. Have to check the mark. He's got the first down. Great spot. They gave him all that extra yardage. Wasn't sure if he ever stepped out.
He tiptoed the sideline. Got just enough, looks like, for that first down.
Bronson Rose with a nice block to help springboard him a couple extra. And they're inside the red zone again. Stretch play, Raymer. Tripped up, Landon Freeze able to shake off the block. Comes in for the tackle. Stops him for a short loss.
Yeah, this is a great job by Freeze. He's supposed to be, he's really being blocked perfectly, but he shoots inside gap and makes the play because he is really being blocked on an outside technique the way he's supposed to be, but he does a great job of shooting that inside gap, making the play on the inside. So that's a great individual effort to make that play for what looks like about a 3-yard loss.
Cougars offense chewing up a lot of time on this drive, over 5 minutes, melted away in the third. They'll keep it on the ground. Heavy penetration. And the stop there made by Gross and company. Rafael Gross just always has his nose in everybody's business out here defensively.
Again, like we said, the defenses are at some point they're gonna have to step up. These offenses are in rhythm, and especially Crestview, they are in rhythm. They are coming in and out of the huddle. They've got great tempo, so the defense have got to do something to get them out of this rhythm.
Gross blitzes, pressure in the face. The throw is low, but the catch is made here on the near sideline by Carson Keener. Check out the spot. It's near the line to get, but he'll be 1.5 yards short. 4th down coming up. But another nice throw here on the run. Lee and Coombe keeping it going.
Yeah, the last 4th down in the red zone, I think, was a fade for a touchdown for Crestview. So obviously the whole playbook is open here for the Cougars.
Fourth down, not a lot needed, but Crestview wants to talk this one over. Big play in the game right now, of course. Cougars can take a 2-score lead. It's been back and forth all night. Crestview started with a 7-0 edge, and then St. Paul answered. Crestview scored. St. Paul answered, and then with 6 seconds left was that Aiden Raymer touchdown.
Yeah. Well, I think the key was that 2-for-1, and the fact that St. Paul was not able to capitalize on that defensive stop that they got in the second quarter. When they had to give the ball back to Crestview, and Crestview done an excellent job of closing out that second quarter, that was the key, because we knew it was going to take a defensive stop to change the momentum, because both offenses were doing such a great job and playing with such good rhythm and tempo that it was going to take a defensive stop. And so right now, Crestview has got an opportunity to double up here. They scored before the half. Now they've got another opportunity to score coming out of the half, which would really put the Flyers in a hole here. So they've got to really step up here on this 4th down and try to get off the field.
Man in motion, fake it, running left all the way. Kuhn brought down. He's got the first touchdown saving tackle made. But the Cougars on the doorstep here, looking to take command.
Yeah, I love this call, the quarterback run. They've been running this play, but now they give him a lead back. They used the running back here, Raymer, as the lead back, which normally they would run that play on his own. He would be running on his own as a quarterback. This time they give him a lead back and an extra blocker to pick up that first down.
Failure to launch. It was instant penetration from the St. Paul front. Hider stopped basically right at the line of scrimmage. Check this one out again. They give it to the up man. But it's really just about Ezekiel Dorick just submarining inside there, blew the play up immediately. Same line of scrimmage, second down inside the 5. Raymer dots the I. He's got the carry, throws a stiff arm, and Aiden's in there. His second touchdown tonight. Custodians with a lot of work to do. Plenty of confetti out here in the bleachers. Show it to you one more time. Replays brought to you by the Crestview Athletic Booster Club. Just beautiful blocking and can't teach speed, Effie, and that's exactly what Aiden possesses a ton of.
No, great job that time. Straight ISO play, and Landon Free's done a great job getting penetration in the backfield, but just not enough to make the stop as the Crestview Cougars take a 2-score lead, and the way this game is going, that lead is that gives you a lot of cushion in a game like this. Defensively, this is where you want to tell your defense, like, you get one more stop, that could do it for us. You know what I mean? This is where you like, hey, if you can stop them one more time in a game like this, that could do it for us. So that's a big time score, and really a great job of having this team focused by Coach Haverdale coming out of the locker room. They could have really taken it easy. They scored in half, but they came out of the locker room focused to get a score on that first possession. Great execution there to get that score.
And a long drive in terms of the time on the clock. Just 4:23 remaining here in the third quarter. And all the hoopla at halftime with the seniors, all 13 of them out there. And again, they're the big-time playmakers. Raymer back in for his second consecutive touchdown. First time we've had a 2-score differential here tonight. As Pocos gets brought down by the return gang, Gavin Webb with the stop. And we'll see the Flyers offense for the first time here in quarter 3. Want to throw some quick love to our comment section out there in Facebook land. Want to say what's up to one of my favorite all-time sponsors, Josh Mobley, a Crestview graduate, cheering on the Cougars tonight. Linda Gano says, looking good, Cougars. Amy Rospert wants to see the Flyers get something going here. And Sarah Stewart says, let's go Cougars. Gotta love the view right now in terms of the Simonson Construction Services Inc. scoreboard. On top 28-14, and we'll see if this offense can get it going again. Last time they had the football, they threw that interception in the back of the end zone. Felt like forever ago.
Sure, right. But, at the same time, this is no time to panic. It is, this is the time where they do have the offense. They can still run the football. They can mix it up. Great throw. They're going to call it complete. So, they do not have to start throwing the football all over the yard. They can still, run, mix up the run and pass. But they do have to be efficient now. They do not have the time to, make a lot of mistakes, penalties, things like that. They've got to be efficient here.
Rospert with the catch, sets up 3rd down 3, running all the way right side. Pocos dives forward. This is the freshman Casey Freeze. One official says first down. They concur, so the Chain Gang on the move to Pioneer Career and Technology Center first. In a very favorable spot here on the road, I must say.
I would say that. I would agree.
And it looks like the referees are actually, they're talking about it. It's
too
late.
Thinking
they already moved
the
it.
Sticks are moved. The ball's moved.
And that was the man down here at the bottom that initially made the first down call. So he's like, I seen it, baby.
Yeah, he's over there telling Coach Haverdale right now. Hey, I saw what you saw, bud. There's nothing I could do. It was too late. By the time I got over there, the sticks were moved.
Fresh set, big first down for the St. Paul offense. They'll spread them out here from the gun. Cougars just bring 3. Kuhnle breaks through. Kuhnle unloads. It's way overthrown. A lot of contact.
That is. Yeah.
Flags in there.
Yeah.
Looked like Max Durbin just couldn't let him go.
Yeah, I think it was, a little bit too handsy. I wouldn't say it was terrible because I think he was trying to get his head around, so it wasn't like as egregious as we've seen because he was really trying to get his head around, but because the receiver was trying to make a play on the football, he's got to throw that. He's got to throw that flag.
Move the football all the way into Crestview territory now. Clock settled at 3:01 to go here. Just the second possession of the third. And it's Pocos cutting back, gets drilled. Big stick on the plate. Dylan Burge flew in. Saw Carter Goon grab him as well. Show you this one again.
Yeah, Goon's all over that right from the beginning. It's like he read that play. And the interesting thing was it looked like a read play for the quarterback, and he was giving all the way, and everybody knew it.
Same thing here, left side though. Probably only a pickup of 1. Cougars winning at the line of scrimmage. Raymer coming up, filling the hole. And now they'll face another 3rd down and long.
And this is where you don't want to be. And the Flyers have the type of offense where they can mix it up, where they don't have to be in 3rd and long. But, now, both teams understand, like, this is a passing down. So the Crestview defenses are going to be in a more suitable type of coverage to handle their passing game.
They bring some late pressure.
Nice.
But awesome protection. Levi Rossport back across the grain. He's got a critical first down all the way inside of the 30. Be marked dead at the 27-yard line. And this is what excellent protection can do for your quarterback.
Yeah, great protection. The crossing route takes a little bit of time to develop, and great patience. But like you said, it was all about the protection that time to allow that pass route to develop, and another first down in Crestview territory.
Poco's the lone back. He's got the carry out wide. Raphael with a block. Lowers the shoulder right at the sticks. I think he's going to be just probably a half-yard short. Great run here on first down.
Good job. Good blocking downfield, receivers and linemen even running downfield, everybody getting involved with the run downfield. Now, that time, I thought they probably owed him that. I think they're taking back that yard they gave him because that time I thought he made it to the sticks. But nonetheless, 2nd and short here.
We're even now.
Right.
2nd and inches. They'll pound it up the middle. Clearly enough for a first down inside the 15-yard line. First time we've seen Nate Sander take a handoff. Clock stop with 26 ticks. Flyers don't have to run another play here in the 3rd if they don't want to. Well, actually, the clock's not moving, so the operator is asleep at the wheel.
There we go.
They'll quickly get up there. They'll run it. And how many times have we seen Casey Freeze tonight just refuse to be brought down?
Yeah, and that leg drive of his is something that is, for a young player, is only going to get stronger. He's only going to get better at that. And, he was hit at the line of scrimmage, and he just drove forward for an extra couple yards.
We've played 3. Only 12 minutes remain here in Olivesburg. St. Paul on the march. Show you the rest of their drive when we come back.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
We have reached money time here in this Firelands Conference rivalry. Just a two-score game. St. Paul trying to cut into that deficit. They've got the football on the move inside the red zone. Trying to cut this down to a one-score game. I'm Brian Skowronski. Effie James is with me, and this is Nick Pokos with the carry. He's inside the 10-yard line. We'll have third down on the way here for the Flyers. They can pick up another first inside the 5.
And, you know, that's a great job that time by Bransen Hider getting off that block. They were supposed to, they got a great double team at the point of attack, but he shed his blocker and made the play right at the line of scrimmage because if he gets blocked, you know, that play could go in for a score. So great job there at the point of attack.
Flyers need 5 for the first. Goon off the edge. They pick him up. Kuhnle's going to take off. Here's Grant reaching for the end zone. He got the pylon, but he's marked shy. Be first down and goal from inside the 1 coming up for St. Paul.
Wow.
I certainly felt like he got in there.
Oh boy, that's a tough one. It looked like he hit the pylon before he hit anything, but
got an injured player down on the field, and this is a big one. I believe that's Rafael Gross, leading tackler, and fantastic lineman. He's just so athletic. So many times we've seen him get downfield, pick up some key blocks. Looks like he's just cramping here at the moment, and boy, what a hot night for the first week of October. I'm in here setting up, Effie, and brother, I almost had to go pick up a new shirt.
Right.
I sweat right through this one, but I'm a gamer, kept it together, and here we are, and starting to cool off. Beautiful temperature, and no time like fall time in the great Buckeye State. Just an absolutely gorgeous night. 66 degrees, clear skies overhead here in God's country. Nothing but moo cows and tractors, and I think it's soybean season, right? I saw something on the move.
Yeah, well, we get an occasional smell comes through the window every so often. You know, I'm a city guy, so you know what I mean. But you know, I enjoy this type of weather during this type because this is the type part of the season where you have no clue. You know, you come in this week of the season and it could be rain, it could be start spitting snow. You really have no clue. So to have this type of weather, this is awesome, man. And to have the fans still coming out and for a game like this is really cool to see. You know, but what you also get though, like we're talking about, is you still get those what you see early in the season is like young men cramping up, you know, because of that heat, and a lot of times that hydration and things like that are so important when it stays warm this late in the season. So good to see him walking off under his own power.
Gross is making his way back over to the sideline, and it has been like a summer encore the last few days, and just as sunny and warm as it's been, humid as well. So hopefully just a little bit of pickle juice, he'll be right back out in the mix. Trainers told me that's an ingredient you got to have on the sideline.
You got to have it.
A couple of smelling salts to go with it. That is the recipe.
There it is.
And there is the football right at the 1 yard line. Kuhnle, we'll see if they give him another chance to try to break in for the tutty.
Right.
Kuhnle does not have a rushing touchdown this season. But I think he's got one here. Put it on the board. Flyer strike. It's down to an 8-point game.
Yeah, he wasn't going to be denied that time. And make sure he got in, and even though it was, Crestview wasn't going to let it happen easy, but he gets across the plane.
Flyers will tack on the PAT. Kuhnle there with the hold and a sharp kick from Nate Griffin. 28-21. We'll be back here in Olivesburg. See if the Cougars can continue to answer here with a score of their own.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Things tightening up here on the scoreboard. Money time and a lot of chips on the table. This is a big pot to rake in for each of these teams. Crestview still undefeated. You see 3-0 right now in the Firelands. The Flyers just a game back. Western Reserve handing them their only loss right now in league play. And they'll try the onside kick again, but this one not nearly as good an attempt as the first, out of bounds. And I don't quite know the rule here, Effie. Do they just get the ball where it went out?
I think it's a spot if it's beyond the 35. I do believe it's the spot.
So I think it'll be probably 45-yard line. That's right where the hanky went down there for the referee. Wasn't sure if they marched on a couple extra or exactly how that works.
They are going to give it to him at midfield. How about that?
So the pooch kick, the onside attempt backfires here for the Flyers. Can they stand tall defensively? They do on first down.
My.
Raymer met right in the hole. And he got shoved backwards. Credit Nate Sander. I mean, he just threw his lid in there, lit him up.
Yeah, that's a big-time stop. That's helmet right in the chest, drive your feet. That's textbook, right in the hole. Great stop there on first down.
Step back in the gun here. Kuhn gives it to Hider. Catches a block, but not going to go very far. Good sign. You see Raphael's back out there, and no surprise, Gross making a stop. Brings up third down now for Crestview, and they'll need 8.
Yeah, and Hider that time had to take a little bit of a stutter step, and I think that gave Gross a little bit of the angle that he needed to make the play just a couple yards downfield. So, those first 2 run plays, and I think the defensive aggressiveness at the point of attack helped them set up this 3rd and long.
A lot of momentum to be had here with this play each side. St. Paul playing back here in coverage. Kuhn's got nowhere to go with it. Now he'll fire downfield. He's got a man, but the juggling attempt dropped by Carson Keener. Could have been a game-changing play.
I will tell you, now he was under pressure, rolling to his left, under tremendous pressure, and I'm telling you, this is a dime. That ball hit right in the hands. And, I didn't know whether he was trying to throw it away or he was just but that was an absolute dime. That was a great throw. And, Carson Keener wants that back because that ball hit him right in the hands. But nonetheless, the Flyers get the stop, get the 3 and out that they needed.
Not a great punt here from Keith Abshire, who averages about 39 yards per attempt, but does take a decent hop down to the 23-yard line, and that's where the St. Paul offense takes over, 1st and 10. Fresh off a touchdown drive, capped off by a 1-yard Grant Kuhnle run, his first rushing touchdown of the year. And we'll see if that momentum continues and if things get a little bit tight here around Cougar country. You're feeling pretty high and mighty with that 2-score lead.
Right.
Things have changed quickly. Pocos going left side. He's got something forming. Blockers out in front. Drug down, probably a 6-yard pickup here to start things off.
And this is a good pickup on 1st down. And, Pocos very patient with this run, lets his blockers get set up. They do a great job on the perimeter blocking, offensive linemen running downfield. Nice pickup. They end up giving him 9 on that run, setting up 2nd and 1.
Yeah, great spot. They put Sander in the backfield again. And he's able to push forward. Pioneer Career and Technology Center 1st down. St. Paul starting to find a rhythm here on offense.
That's
New
just
ball
a
carriers
great
and everything.
Push. That is a great push up front just to fall forward to get enough for the 1st down. And, like we talked about, which defense is going to make it happen. We've seen the offenses. We know they've been explosive. Which defense is going to make it happen?
Landon Freeze swerved outside and then chopped down Abshire with the stop. 4 more here on a 1st down carry.
That is Landon Free's first carry of this half. So, they may be looking to get him going here in this half. But the Flyers playing with some tempo.
And here's Landon carrying the load, pushing the pile. Another Pioneer 1st down. And fresh legs now. Relatively speaking, just his first 2 carries here of quarter 3. And that's a nice one. Look how low he gets with his pad alignment.
Well, and I think right now, and this is when we talk about the physicality of the game and how you want to take the game over. Right now, they're in a great position, and they have the personnel to line up in their power formation, double tights, full house backfield. They've got, all 3 of their backs and their quarterbacks are viable run threats. So they can power run right now and lean on this Crestview defensive front for positive yards. Now, what has been happening, in previous offensive drives for St. Paul is they've, made some mistakes, had a couple penalties that put them behind the sticks. But if they can maintain this drive, things could really get interesting here in the last 7 minutes because right now it looks like what they want to do is just, utilize the clock, power football, throw whenever they want to, not when they have to. And that's, that is a good strategy. You want to keep out of situations where you're throwing when they know you're going to throw. So you want to throw on early downs, and they have a quarterback that, can throw. They've done a great job with the play action. They've done a great job with the little mini rollouts. So, but what they can't do is shoot themselves in the foot with, penalties and, things like tackles for loss. But, what they're doing now is a great strategy. And, if right now, if You know, if I am Coach Dowdy, I'm thinking to myself, like, look, we want to keep this going, keep this power offense going, get in the end zone, get this game tied up, get our defense back on the field, get another stop, and see what happens. But right now they look like they've got the fresh legs. And it looks like Crestview is wearing down a little bit. From here, that's what it looks like, but we'll see.
Jack Stevens, the injured player for the Cougars, was able to march off. Good sign for them. Senior's been outstanding since returning the lineup. Missed the first couple of weeks due to injury. Crestview trying to time up the snap. They will. Hider's in there. He poked it out. Crestview back with the football.
I forgot to say don't turn it over either.
Abshire with the recovery. But this is just all Bransen Hider reading up at the line of scrimmage, and look at how quick he fires off here.
He timed it perfectly.
Have to show a replay where you see right at the timing of the snap. I mean, it was absolutely perfect. And Crestview now with a 2-0 advantage in the turnover department.
Wow, such a big play at such a big moment when all the momentum was with St. Paul at that moment.
Liam Kuhn with the carry. Has to spill it out here near side. And let's show you this last replay. And just watch 21 coming up at the line of scrimmage, and he just bolts through right past Adam Dottle. Never saw it coming from the backside, and it's poked away from Kuhnle. Probably the biggest play of the night.
Yeah. For sure. That is a huge play, considering how they had it rolling, the momentum and everything like that. That is a huge play. And just what the Cougars defense needed right then, a big play and a turnover.
And this a bit of a stress reliever, picking up some yards. It'll be 3rd down short after Aiden Raymer dives forward on the 2nd down run.
Yeah, and see how that turnover gives life now to your offense. Everybody's running a little bit harder. Everybody's holding their blocks a little bit longer. And now your offense, you're already on the defensive side of the field, and you're playing with a little bit more urgency and energy here offensively.
They'll need right around 2, and Kuhn saw an opening, exposed it. He cruises through about 5 yards here. And the Cougars get a big, much-needed 1st down.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if that was the play call. I think he just saw that, took the snap, and just took it. Because everybody else looked like they were running something different. He just took it and got the 1st down.
If that's what it was, heady play by the senior signal caller. 3-year starter. Looking to knock off St. Paul. Here's a Raymer back against the grain, lowers the boom, and tried to hurdle a man. 9-yard run here on a 1st down carry.
This is a great job by Raymer. Once he gets past that initial, he stutters his feet, looking to find the sticks, trying to get that 1st down. You know, great piece of running there by Raymer.
The 4th quarter is where St. Paul has done their best work so far this season. Scored 60 points. And if you include tonight, 67 in total. Had 3 shutouts, though. Certainly need a shutout here in this 4th quarter. Try to knock off Crestview, but the Cougars and Bransen Hider got another 1st down here, keeping the chain gang back on the move. This was the previous run. Just leveling the freshman there. Casey Freeze tried to hurdle him. Just outside the red zone. Extra tight end here to block. They'll run left side. It's Hider. And he squirms through. Pickup of 3 or 4.
Right now they're brought in Wyatt Barber, who's given Raymer a small break, and well, he's back in now. But Barber came in, gave a couple of really nice runs there, picked up the first down, picked up another 4 yards on that last play, just to keep him fresh here for these last 3 minutes.
Looks to spill it out to the left side. He will. Pushed out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. That should be enough for another Pioneer first down. They are going to move the sticks. He was right at him. So a huge drive here by the Crestview offense. So they'll get at least 3 more snaps, you would think here. A lot of more time can come off the clock. St. Paul still with 3 timeouts. You might have to start using them here soon.
Right. Well, I'm really impressed with the linemen up front for Crestview. They have really, at a point where they had a bad series, the series before, where St. Paul was really doing a job of being more physical with them. They came back this series, and now they are really have taken over the line of scrimmage. To this point, Crestview has done nothing but inside run, off tackle run, inside A-gap run. They are really being physical with the St. Paul defensive linemen. So they have done a really nice job of handling the line of scrimmage.
Raymer trucks through freeze, gets inside the 5. And I believe St. Paul just charged their first timeout. That's going to be the case. So the Flyers still with 2 more TOs. 3rd down coming up. And a big 3rd down on both sides. Michelle Cheadle saying, Cougars defense, you got to hold that line earlier. They were able to do it. Huge stop. Now can St. Paul's defense come up with a big one here?
How big was that turnover? How big was that turnover? I mean, you talk about plays of the game. I don't know if we award play. I know we do players of the game, but we
do top plays of the week.
We gotta that's gotta be a play of the week nominee, because that was, in that situation, that was huge. That was huge.
I think we can have a couple up for nominees this week. I really love the throw to Carter Goon for the touchdown back in the end zone.
Right.
The Aiden Raymer touchdown was 6 seconds. That was on a 4th down.
Right.
So there's some options out here. But if Mr. James says that must be up, that will be my nominee. 3rd down stretch play. Raymer looking to coast to the outside. Puts his head down, reaching, and he's going to be stopped just shy.
I'll tell you what, they are not judicious with that goal line.
You got to earn it tonight.
You got to earn those touchdowns tonight.
Timeout, St. Paul.
They are not giving away touchdowns tonight. No way.
4th and goal coming up. Football spotted right at the 1-yard line.
How many of those, how many have we seen inside the 1-yard line tonight? They are not giving them away.
Cougars can all but cement the victory if they can cash this one in. Flyers can certainly keep a pulse alive here. They'll be 99 yards away from tying things up. But it's about their only shot here. Got to hold Crestview out. Crucial 4th down here on both sides. Cougars looking to seal the deal. It's Kuhn reaching. No signal. Matter of fact, they say he is stopped.
Short.
The Flyers defense gets it done. They'll take over. Bransen Hider, he's calling. He said, I want a replay. Looked like just the submarine there from St. Paul that knocked him backwards just enough.
Yeah, he got right in and got in on his legs, took his legs out.
I mean, he's marked dead at the inch line. He talks about the tough sledding inside of the one.
I'm telling you.
Look at where that ball's marked. It is right on the white chalk of the goal line.
Wow.
So here it is, folks. 2-minute drill, 99 yards away. This is what you dream of if you're Grant Kuhnle. Freeze opens things up a bit out from under the shade of their own goalpost. But they'll have to act with haste. They do have one more timeout.
Well, I tell you, the door's open, though, right now for St. Paul. I mean, the clock's running and that, but the door is open. But, they don't have a lot of time. They got a lot of field to cover, but the door is open. They got to make plays here.
Pressure from the backside. Kuhnle airs it out. He's got Lane and Freeze one-on-one.
Ooh.
He had a step here on Lane Robinson. And that was maybe a foot or two away from really changing the trajectory of everything tonight.
Right. And when you talk about making plays, and that's what you got to do. You got to try to make a play, and that's just out of the reach.
Just that close.
Just out of the reach.
Got to get out to the 11-yard line for a first down. Try to do so. 3 receivers here to the near side. Kuhnle rolling that way. He'll put it up and Freeze with the snag. First down outside the 20. But a flag down. It's in the end zone, Effie.
Oh, that's trouble. If that's a hold in the end zone, that's trouble.
Yeah, the Flyers are staying put in the end zone. It's going to be a hold and a safety.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Tack the 2 on the board. And there's the replay of the referee. I'll get the real one dialed up.
Great mechanics. Great mechanics by the referee, though.
Wasn't that solid?
That was solid mechanics.
So Crestview gets the breathing room they needed. We'll show you the hold in the end zone. Here it is.
And it is tough when you have a straight drop back called and your quarterback starts to run, and I don't see it, but
I think they're getting Alex Baca.
On the backside over there,
it was a little bit outside of the actual play.
Right,
Not sure how big an impact it had, but it means everything now.
Sure.
So the Cougars appear as though they are going to survive here at home and run that win streak up to 5 straight. Defense, they say, wins championships.
Absolutely.
And they're the front runner now for the title within the Firelands Conference if they can hang on these last minute 24.
Well, and I think, Brian, like we said, we knew after we saw how the offenses were rolling, it was going to take a defensive stop. The defense was going to make the difference in these games, in this game tonight. Like, who was going to be the defense that was going to make the difference? Because the offenses were going to play well. Clearly tonight, which defense was going to step up and make the big play and cause the big turnover? And Crestview, 2 huge turnovers tonight. They forced 2 huge turnovers tonight, and when you look at the score, those turnovers were the difference in tonight's ball game.
Crestview is going to take their second timeout. Want to give a quick shout out to all of our generous sponsors. From the field to your front door, you can trust Schmidt Security Pro to protect what matters most. From concept to completion, Simonson Construction can help you make a plan, refine your vision, and build a path for success. The Crestview Athletic Booster Club is proudly serving all Cougar athletes for more than 40 years. Mechanics Bank, Richland County's only independent community bank. Pioneer Career and Technology Center, preparing students for college, careers, and the jobs of tomorrow. Tonight's broadcast also presented by Buckeye Horizon, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your local trained comfort specialist, and Sutton Bank, where you can earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Kasasa. Crestview just a catch away here from getting themselves into victory formation. And this is a weird spot here. You got to punt it. I don't know that you can onside this, per se.
You can't, because you have to punt it, so you can't onside it because it's a dead ball.
Crestview hands team is all up front. You see all their skill guys.
Mm-hmm. But what you can do is kick it right at a guy.
They'll try to kick it pretty short here with Freeze. It does take a hop at midfield. Kuhn wisely just goes down to the turf with it. And that should basically just do it, folks. Liam Kuhn, probably our MVP tonight.
I like that.
Haven't talked to Liam this season much, so that would be my nominee. Let me know in the comment section, too, who you think is worthy of being the most valuable player. We'll have an interview coming up here after the game that presented by our friends at Mechanics Bank. And the most satisfying formation in football, when you're the one with the football, victory formation. Kuhn going to take a knee. Doesn't look like St. Paul's going to take a timeout here. And let's take a quick look ahead here for the Crestview Cougars. And after they take this second down snap, we'll show you their schedule coming up here ahead. Kuhn's going to let that play clock roll. This is a big win for the Cougars, but the next 2 weeks really are going to determine everything. There it is, and that's pretty much the ball game. And for Crestview, on the road, you're going to Western Reserve. Monroeville, a huge win tonight. They were up like 50 at halftime. So that's what's here on the horizon for the Cougars, but you got to enjoy this one while it's here. That's exactly what these fans are doing here in the friendly confines of Scott Bailey Memorial, where Crestview continues to be perfect so far on the season. 4-0 now at home. As the final second comes off the clock. And that is your final, 30-21. Cougars get it done in this awesome rivalry. Got your post game coming up here, including that Mechanics Bank MVP conversation. So get your comments in. We'll have that all coming up here live and free. Don't go anywhere. More still to come from Olivesburg.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain Trane heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local Trane comfort specialist.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more. Every single Friday night right here on the OH Report. You just enjoyed live and free Firelands Conference rivalry football. Thanks to all the generous sponsors. Their logos rotating on your screen right now. Please do support Mechanics Bank. They are Richland County's only independent community bank. The Crestview Athletic Boosters Club, they are proudly serving Cougars athletes. They do an awesome job, too, for more than 40 years. Pioneer Career and Technology Center prepares students for college, careers, and the jobs of tomorrow. Sutton Bank. If you bank with them, you can earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Kasasa. From concept to completion, Simonson Construction can help you make a plan, refine your vision, and build a path for success. Tonight's broadcast also presented by Buckeye Horizon Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your local Trane comfort specialist, and by Schmidt Security Pro. From the field to the front door, trust Schmidt to protect what matters most. And what matters to us right now is talking to our MVP, Liam Kuhn, on his way up here. You will hear from him in just a couple of minutes. Stay tight. now with the player of the game presented by Mechanics Bank. You are looking at Liam Kuhn, the winning quarterback here tonight, and then made one of the biggest defensive plays of the game. But a huge win, man. This is one of the biggest rivals that are going to show up on your schedule. You get it done here at home where you stay undefeated 4-0. So talk about the satisfaction team-wide that you're sensing right now as one of the senior captains.
Oh, it feels great. I mean, we always circle St. Paul on our schedule because we know it's going to be a big game and a tough game. We haven't got it done the last 2 years, and we were really hoping and fighting to get it done this year. And we came out with everything we had and just battled, and came out on top.
That rushing touchdown for you, awesome, man. 49 yards. I think that's the fastest I've ever seen you run. If you could think back to that second quarter 49-yard touchdown run, just walk me through it and how it all went through your perspective.
We got that good play fake, and they bit, and we were able to get great blocks downfield in that, and I was able to just slip on by and use track speed and all that to get past the defenders and get in the end zone.
Two awesome throws for you. The one to Carter Goon was about as perfect as you could have thrown it for the first touchdown of the night. But I want to know about that fourth down play. Aiden Raymer out of the backfield. That was a critical spot in the game, 6 seconds left. What do you remember about that one to put you on top going into half?
That was a big play because we knew that either Carter would be open on the fade or Aiden or the flags would be open, and it looked, and the safety, he ran with Carter and all that, and Aiden just came down with a great catch and a great play.
You don't even have an opportunity for that possession, if not for your interception in the back of the end zone, and it feels like that's a role that you've really grown into in your senior year. How much do you feel like you've developed defensively as a playmaker now in your last season of football here in a Crestview uniform?
I've developed a lot. I remember like freshman, sophomore, and junior year, not really getting to play defense that much, but I got to play defense freshman year on JV and all that, and I was all right, but I wasn't like the best and all that, and I still can improve. And I want to shout out like Coach Durbin because he's really put a lot of time and effort into our DB room, and we are really appreciative for that.
5 straight wins for you guys now. You come out of the gates at 0-2. A week 1 game where you get shut out, and then obviously Kirtland's a powerhouse for the state. But just to get the momentum rolling like you guys have now, how much different is the feel and environment around the team from back in late August to where we are now here in early October?
Back in August, like we knew it was going to be tough, like with the first 2 weeks, and we lost a heartbreak in Seneca. And then, like, coming out Kirtland, we knew we had to battle, and we played really hard. And we knew that we needed to win week 3 against Keystone, and we gave it everything we had and came out on top. And then we just knew we needed to be perfect from there on out and to have a chance to get into the playoffs.
Well, so far, so good. 5 consecutive wins. We'll let you go celebrate this one. But first, go ahead, offer up some more shout-outs.
I'd like to shout out my O-line, all my friends, my family, and the Lord himself.
All right, Liam Kuhn, your Mechanics Bank MVP. Thanks so much for the time, man.
You're welcome.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
It's your post-game show presented by our friends at Schmidt Security Pro. 30-21 Crestview victorious here tonight. They continue their win streak 5 in a row and a perfect 4-0 here at home. Brian Skowronski here alongside the great Effie James, and great performance, I think, for Crestview. They had an opportunity in that fourth quarter, St. Paul with the ball, to get a little bit tight and allow things to get away from them. Bransen Hider comes through with the play of the night. I'm going to put that up for top play.
Absolutely.
And it changed the tide and ended up ultimately winning the game, but they did a lot of other things very well too.
Yeah, they did. I thought they played well consistently throughout the night. They had some, of course, they had some lapses here and there, but I thought throughout the night they played well tonight. But that turnover in the second half, that took away all opportunities. You know, I thought that St. Paul had momentum on their side. They were going in. They had just came off getting a 3-and-out. Crestview had the ball, and St. Paul got a 3-and-out. So they were driving. They had an opportunity to score and tie the ball game, and we were looking at a completely different fourth quarter. And Crestview comes up with a huge turnover, and that just, that basically essentially shut the door on the game. But overall, I thought really both teams played and we expected a tough game, and both teams really did play a really good game. It was just a few plays here and there that changed the trajectory of who ended up winning and who ended up losing.
Yeah, by the numbers, you see Crestview about 40 more yards, so they did a bit more offensively, much better balance too. St. Paul, less than 20 passing yards in the second half, 3-year signal caller and Grant Kuhnle, and that's just not enough to get it done, even if you do rush for more than 200 yards.
Right, and I thought that, Kuhnle coming in, even though, he's an effective passer, and of course he's got the capability, but I thought that Crestview's pressure, when they did decide to pass, I thought they got in situations where they had to pass a lot of times, and because of that, Crestview was able to pressure him, and his percentage was really low, so he couldn't be as effective a passer as we know he both can be.
Taking a look, moving ahead now for Crestview on the road at Western Reserve, 5-2 on the season. And to keep this momentum going, they're going to have to play really well, and kind of a nice bounce-back game, if you will, for St. Paul. They've got South Central. They get a return home up at Contractor Stadium. So St. Paul's probably out of the mix for the Firelands Conference Championship, but there's a ton still to play for with those 2 losses in the league getting into the playoffs. They started at number 8 in their region today. They're probably going to slide back to about maybe the 9th or 10th spot. So you got to keep collecting these victories regardless of who it's against.
Right, and that's the key when you talk about postseason play. Those conference championships they're tough. They're tough to come by, but postseason play, you got to stack wins. It's all about stacking wins and getting those wins however they come. But those conference titles are tough to come by. But we saw 2 quality teams play here tonight, and I don't think anybody would argue that.
Cougars, though, are the victorious team as they now move to 5-2 on the season. Again, shaking off a slow start. They are in the driver's seat to try to earn the Firelands Conference Championship. Shout out to our awesome staff here on location, bringing you the coverage. Jeremy Peoples running the camera for us as he does every single football Friday night here on My Crew. Effie James doing a fantastic job, color commentary, tracking the stats for you folks out there. Adam Thompson providing all the awesome graphics that you see, and then Jory Hollenbeck puts together all of the commercials.
First lady.
Yes, sir. All of our sponsors bring it to you live and free. Buckeye Horizon, Sutton Bank, Simonson Construction Services, Inc., Mechanics Bank, the Crestview Athletic Booster Club, and Schmidt Security Pro. For everybody out there that watched tonight, I want to sincerely thank you and let you know that I'll be back on the mic 11:30 p.m. for the Friday Night Pigskin Week 7 edition. I will see you then, and enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody. So long here from Olivesburg.